Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something new and different than what I normally do. Since I've started playing on the TGC Tours tour online, I thought I'd include that in the videos that I produce here for YouTube. So today we're actually going to play the course that the TGC or the CCJ tour, which I'm on, is being held on this week. So the course is called the Sand Pit, and it's the tour version. It's made by Greg Emerson, and it's a Delta theme. The course description on tgctours.com is: the Sand Pit is an island set link style course with stunning coastal views from all over the plot. It's easy to lose focus on your golf at 7,200 yards. It's not the longest, but sloping fast greens make it a good challenge. Enjoy everyone. Okay, so the green speed is set to slow for the tournament, and the firmness of the greens is set to soft. So we're gonna play like that today as well. So this is kind of a course preview before going into this tournament, and I think it could be pretty fun if other players are playing on in the same tournament. Of course, all the CC tournaments on the TGC Tours this week is played at this course. So if you're playing, perhaps you want to check this out, and if you have some thoughts about the course, and maybe you think I'm wrong in some opinions, and maybe you think I'm right in some, comment below, and we can have a discussion. So let's get into this round. A really stunning first tee shot here into the sun. Very contrasty looking picture here. Now the sun comes up a bit more, so we'll get a bit more light. It's a par 4, 452 yards. This far, it's Monday today as I'm recording this, and this far it's ranked. It's been played at 4.03 is the average score on this hole in the tournament, in the CCJ tournament. So it means the average is over par, which means it can be a pretty difficult hole. And I'm playing into the wind here today as well, and I haven't warmed up with any shots whatsoever, so I expect to go over par on this hole as well. Yep, that's what things look like when you haven't hit any shots prior. So first one into the rough, I think. No, it's in the bunker.
Let's see what you got.
Doesn't look like too difficult of a green, this. I mean, we have some slopes there in the beginning, and of course down to the short left here we have some slopes as well, so a few humps and bumps on the green. Will be interesting to see what I can do here. Kick right now. Okay, so a very good bunker shot there. And I'm on the green in regulation.
Yeah, that'll work.
So it'll be interesting to see now
here
how difficult the greens are. With this pin placement, I'm playing on pins 1, I think now. And this doesn't look like too difficult of a putt. A little too hard, but a good line. Should be able to save par at least.
Coming up. Looking good.
There we go. Par on the first. So this was ranked as
Starting the day off at even par. See what we can do from
the
here.
8th most
left to
difficult
right.
hole. So
Breeze
here we go.
from
On
this
the
hole.
second hole, we go to a par 3. 152 yards here today. Lovely looking hole this. Really nice views around here. So I think they can probably have a pretty nasty pin location here on the front with that slope down to the right. Other than that, I don't see too many difficult pin placements. Of course, if it's over here in the back left, we have a bit of a little bump that can take the ball away from the pin. But other than that, it doesn't look too difficult. And the scoring average is 2.74, so under par. One of the easier holes on the course this.
Swinging like silk.
And there we go. Birdie opportunity.
Great work. Nice approach on that one. 12 feet left to the hole. This one's on a good line.
Pushed it a bit, but it went
And
in.
there's your birdie.
And we're 1 under. I hope I don't
1
play
under for
too
the
well
round.
today and then I make a mess
Here
of
we go.
the
Par 4 ahead of
actual tournament later, but I think this is a good start, trying out the course. On the third here, we're moving on, and we have this par 4, 415 yards. The scoring average on this one is 4.09, so just above par. So if I look closer to the stats, we have let me check. Yeah, we have 18 birdies, 24 pars, and 18 bogeys on this hole this far. So pretty not too difficult and not too easy this hole, I guess. Should be on the green, I think, or fairway, I think. Good drive. It looks like a pretty narrow green here.
It's about
Let's see.
110 from the pin.
Yeah, it is, and we have 2 big bumps going down. So if we hit those, it can kick quite far to the left. But of course, if we roll this in here, it can obviously go down towards the flag if it's placed where it is right now. But I think this would be the most difficult pin placement on this green. I mean, a pin placement in the front or in the back would be much easier. We have bunkers on each side. We have the sand here and we have the bunker here. So I think the only place you really don't want to be in is the bushes here. That can be pretty ugly. But I think we can actually... This is kind of a difficult shot with that slope and that wind. If we go gap wedge and then we increase the attack angle a lot so it stops quickly, we'll try that. Come back in. Yeah, a bit too fast, so it went out on to the left, but that's actually a pretty good approach, so I'm happy with that.
And this one is for the birdie.
Looking at another birdie opportunity here. That was a bad putt. Lack of concentration there. But today is not about the results, I guess. It's just about getting to know the course and trying to see what lies ahead in the tournament.
Okay, after that one, you'll stick right there.
So now we're getting to the 4th hole, a long par 4, which has proven to be the most difficult this far on the tour, or in the tournament. It has an average of 4.58, so, and only 4 birdies have been made here this far, 29 pars and 21 bogeys. So this is the hardest hole on the course, this far at least, and looking at it, I think it will remain the same. I mean, yeah, a lot of sand, and it looks like a pretty narrow landing area and green here as well, and we will have a long approach. Of course, this little slope on the front left-hand side can take it back towards the hole if we roll it in there. But yeah, this will not be easy. Come on, turn back. Should be good. Yeah, it's on the fairway. Of course, not the longest drive, and this will be a long approach. It's 233 to the flag here. I think we're gonna try and land a 5-wood somewhere here, but a bit further to the left, of course. The wind is gonna take that back, and then hopefully we can roll it towards that flag. That can be okay if we have a good kick. Yeah, with that little slope here, it will be a very difficult shot, but maybe it can fall off the green. So this is interesting because
setting up for our third shot.
Yeah, I'm on the green, but it automatically goes to a pitch here, not a putt. And I think that's okay considering that slope ahead, because we can't putt this to the hole. It's impossible. So we need to hit this over that little hill. So that's what we're gonna do. And we should be able to save par here.
So far, so good.
There we go.
And
Scoring a par on the most difficult hole of the course. Of course, we don't know the pin placement on this first round.
This one's a par 4.
So it may be different than what I'm playing right now, but it has proven to be the most difficult hole at least. So we're heading to 5, which is the second easiest hole this far on the course. It has a scoring average of 3.6. So a lot of birdies can be made here, and looking at it, we understand why. It's a short par 4. It seems like you don't want to be on the left side of the green here, because those shots will roll off. Of course, it's not the end of the world to be on the fairway there to the left. Going into that right-hand side bunker is a much harder shot, because then you will have to kind of pinch it beneath or after that little bump, and then we have a downhill slope towards the end of the green. So we don't want to be in that bunker. So actually, I'd rather be left here and have an easy chip up. But of course, we don't want to be in the bunker here. Hopefully we can have this kick to the right. A very good bounce, actually. And now it's going to roll off on the fringe here.
Here's our second shot on this 5th hole.
This shouldn't be too difficult. And we should have a birdie.
Coming through with the chip. This one's just a 3-foot putt. All right.
And a very well played short par 4 here.
And after that, you'll go down to 2 under par.
So we're heading to the second par 3 of the round. It's the 6th, which is kind of a medium difficulty hole, it looks like. It has a scoring average of 2.96, so it's under par. So a few birdies have been made here, but as you can see, it's a very long hole and you can't roll it onto the green. So yeah, I'm thinking this hole may be... I think this will be... I will find this hole pretty difficult, actually. I think I'm going to try my fore hybrid. The wind might take it all the way over. Since it's 12 miles per hour, we're going to try it, actually. Okay, went over, but too far to the right, and that's into the bushes.
A little wayward on that approach.
Not a good position here.
Here's our second shot on the 6th.
But we're gonna try and splash this. Aim it a bit to the right. So a bit short.
Right, 14 feet to the hole.
And this can be a tricky putt. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, not the best putt there.
Ooh, never like leaving those short. Solid
So
putt
yeah,
up
as I
there. It was
said,
for bogey,
that
but,
proved to be
solid
more
for
difficult
bogey.
than the scoring average, at least for me.
2-1 under.
Not being able to roll it onto
We
the
are
green,
on the 7th hole.
I think
Let's
that
see
is
what we
a
can do.
difficult par 3. Heading to the 7th now, which is another pretty easy hole, it looks like. Its scoring average is 4.7 and it's a par 5. So, yeah, pretty, not a super wide fairway, but not narrow either. So, should be able to hit it. Oh, that was way too fast. I jinxed it.
Oh no.
Okay,
Into
stay in the
beach.
bunker then. Don't go into the bushes. I kicked over. Okay.
Setting up from the long grass here.
Of course, it's
Get on out of this.
good that it's a par 5 for me. Kick left. That should stay on the fairway, I think. No, it's off into the first cut.
You're still
But
in
it's
it, but
just
you're coming from a pretty gross
132
lie,
yards
so
here
don't
left
let
to
it
the
get you
flag.
down.
So a 9-iron should be good. Looking at this green, I think it doesn't look too difficult. Of course, a pin placement close to the front little uphill slope there could be difficult to have it stay on the green, but other than that, I don't see too many problems here. That's a very good approach.
Well, that'll do for
And we
now.
have a birdie opportunity.
Sink this and you're down to 2 under. It could be a good one.
That was way too slow yet again.
Well, it didn't quite get there, did it? All
So I've
right,
done
3 feet
pretty
to
much
cut.
the same mistake 2 holes in a row here. But
Okay,
that's
there
a
we
par at least, so not the end of the world. Still 1 under. Heading to the 8th hole now,
To right
which
cross
is
breeze on this hole.
slightly more difficult. It's a par 4 with a scoring average of 4.04. So it's pretty close to par, the scoring average, but slightly leaning towards bogey than towards birdie. That's gonna kick right. That's a good drive. It's a short par 4, this
Sweet.
385,
And
so...
this one's about 100 yards out.
But, of course, we have this big slope going down to the right. We don't want to hit it there because that's going to be a difficult putt. Other than that, I don't see too many problems with this green. Of course, if we hit it out here, we don't want to be long left on this hole. That's going to be nothing but problems. But I think... yeah, this is pretty tucked in, this flag, actually. Not the easiest. Turn back right now.
Get to the right, get to the right.
Okay, that's a decent approach. We can score a
This is
birdie
our
here.
third
It's not very easy, but it's possible. Oh my lord.
Yikes.
I
Right
pushed
high.
that so badly, but it should be a
This one's
tap
for
in par.
Well, that
There we
one's
go.
behind us. Let's move on. And you're 1 under for the day.
So heading to number 9 here, another par
Longer
4.
par 4.
Scoring average 4.14 this far. So a slightly more difficult hole than the last one. Pretty narrow fairway here. Of course it opens up if you can drive it further than I can. If you have a longer driver than me, then it should be easier.
Nice, pure swing.
I felt
Great
that
stuff.
a bit too fast, but it should be on the green, I think. Or on the fairway. Second time I say the wrong word there. Lovely looking lighthouse behind this green.
And from here,
Really
we're
beautiful
looking at
course
about
this.
195
I
yards or
understand
so
why
to
they're
the pin.
chosen to play a tournament here. I think this can roll on pretty good with a 5-iron. And this is not that difficult of a green either, I don't think. Oh, super slow that one. Can we have a good bounce? If I hadn't slowed that, I think that would have been pretty good.
And this is our third shot.
So let's ship this one. Go on. Go on. Close.
Nice chip. Fantastic. And we're just a
Tap in par at
away
least.
here. And a solid hole
So
tap
front
in
9,
par.
1 under, 2 birdies, 1 bogey.
Keep you at 1
Pretty decent round, I think. But of course, if I want to
It's blowing right to
be
left.
competitive in the tournament, I will need to play a lot better, I would think. Heading to number 10 here, which is another par 4. Its scoring average this far is 4.11, so probably a par here would be good. Or the average score.
I think I'll take that tee shot. Looks good. Setting up here 145 yards away.
And another green that doesn't look too bad. Of course, we have a little ridge here that goes down to the right. If we have the flag here someday, that can be a play to just let it roll down there. Same thing on the other side. So of course, it can be easy with a pin placement where it is to have it fall down to either side. But it's quite a short shot, so we should be able to fly it over this narrow part. Just land it close to the flag here. That's too fast of a swing though. It's not a bad shot, but this
Safe
will
approach.
be
Nice. Here's
sort of a
what
tricky
you're
putt. And
looking at,
actually, as we're
birdie.
moving up here closer to the hole, I can see that it moves quite a lot close to the hole. So it can be a bit tricky, this green, actually.
Ah, just
Ooh,
went by
good
the
attempt.
hole. And give this one a tap, and we will mosey on our way.
So I think
All right,
like
let's dig up
the
the
7 to
scorecard
10
here.
footers on this hole will not be gimmies because that was
Currently
quite a lot of
sitting at
movement
1
close to
under
the
for
hole.
day. And on this
Heading
one,
to
it's
11th,
up, it's going left to
which
right.
is an easier hole, still a par 4 with a scoring average of 3.79. So 457, kind of a mid-length par 4 this. And a very big green, but it doesn't look too difficult. So I think the theme of this course, let me just shoot this first.
This drive is moving.
That should be good. I think the theme of this course is pretty big, but not so hard greens. I think
Second shot here on
the
the 11th.
designer has done a good job with the greens, though, with the sculpting, because we have these little humps and what do you call them? Valleys. That's not the word, but you probably know what I mean. Within it. So even though it's green everywhere, the grid, we have some movement in different directions, but there's not a lot of orange and red in the middle of the greens, so that makes it a lot easier than those with a lot of big elevation changes. So I think, looking at the tactics to this tournament, of course, the tactics will always
Okay, on the green
be play as well as you can, but I think hitting fairways will be important, but more in the sense of that you should be able to put it close to the flag and look for the birdie opportunities, rather than if you miss the fairway, you will not score a par. So I think there will be some pretty low scores in this tournament.
Right by the
That was
hole.
way too hard. I pushed it a little, so
Alright,
it went
setting
out to the
up
right.
6 feet from the cup. This putt's good so far.
That's a good par.
Awesome. That's a par. We'll take it.
And we're heading to number 12 here, which is right in the middle. It's a scoring average of 4.01 on this par 4, so very much in the middle. Almost an average of straight on par.
That swing was to die for.
A little fast, but hopefully it stays in the fairway. It does. And this should be quite a short approach here, 132. And a large green here as well, so very big greens. We have some fall off to the left and on the front here. But with this pin placement, it shouldn't be too difficult. Of course, it's in between clubs for me, so that can be worth thinking about as I'm heading into the tournament later on. Stop. Good approach. I should have added some more spin to it, but
well played.
That's absolutely fine.
15 feet to the cup from here. Well, the putt appears to be on line.
And we have a birdie.
There it is.
So I'm actually a bit surprised that this hole hasn't played easier.
Under par
I don't
for the
think
round.
that's too hard, but yeah,
And
we'll
you're
see if
teeing
things
up a
changes
par
as well.
4
And
for this one.
of course, if we have other pin placements and win, they can play a lot harder, I guess. So 13 is another par 4. Its scoring average is 3.85, so slightly easier. It's quite narrow, but it doesn't look like too difficult of a hole. Another pretty big green, not as big as the previous couple of greens, but still a lot of green color on the grid here. Of course, if the flag is further back, we have a couple of orange slopes, so that can be a bit tricky. I think middle of the green is probably the easiest here. I think back is the hardest and the front is the middle one, so to speak. Turn back now. I think left side of the fairway is the preferred position here as well, considering that bunker. And if you have to fly the ball over it, you have this little hump after it. I think this allows for a much easier approach. Oh, that swing plane was not pretty, but maybe I can have this kick right. So a bit lucky there.
That's a good one. Nice pin high. This one for the birdie.
Yeah, pin high. Ooh, close. Lips out.
And 4 feet to go.
Oh, look at that swing plane. Completely lost the concentration there.
Nothing
Oh well.
you can do now, just pop in the boat.
Better to have them today than in the tournament.
Moving on.
So first bogey of the back nine here. We're heading to 14 now, which is an a par 3.
All right.
Scoring
Just
average
got
is actually
Plump it on the
exactly 3, so a lot of people have scored par here, I guess. Yeah, it looks like a lot of pars, 40 pars here, 12 birdies, 10 bogeys, and 1 double bogey. So this is definitely a par hole, I guess. We have this big part in the middle of the fairway or green where the flag stands. And then we have a lot of fall off to every side almost. I think this might play easier, this pin placement, having the ball roll down there. Or I don't know what the front may be like, but yeah, this looks like a trickier green. So I understand that a lot of people have shot pars here because shooting a birdie here is not easy, I'd think. But at the same time, it won't be a lot of bogeys either because you don't have huge problems surrounding the green, and it's still a lot of green color on the green grid. It's just hard to put it close to the flag. But a good hole, this, I think. It's a very simple looking hole, but the more you look at it, the more you understand that the designer must have put some effort into it. I keep hitting them super softly.
We'll need a little more pace on that one. And for the par.
There we go.
Good work.
I'm scoring a par here as well. So as we're heading to 15, we look at a slightly easier hole. It's a par 5 with a scoring average of 4.92. So not that easy of a par 5. Most par 5s have low scoring average, I feel. This is almost up at 5, so we'll see. It looked like the flag or the green was out on a bit of a, what do you call it? Not an island, but almost. My English isn't perfect today, I feel like. So it's not easy to reach into here, I think. Yeah, a lot of water surrounding this green complex, but it's not that far actually, so I think I'll go for it. If it rolls off the back there, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna add some loft and fade to this and hope it can trickle down towards that flag.
Well, it wasn't your best swing.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the bunker, I guess. And yeah,
from
it is.
The green side bunker. Let's nestle this one in nice and close.
So a bit of a tricky pin placement here actually, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. This should be able to have a par at least. That was a terrible shot, but we should be able to two-putt here. Ooh, that was harder than I thought, but okay. Yeah, interesting hole. I like that one. I didn't go into too much detail about the green, but it was actually an interesting green. A lot of things were happening on that green. Anyway, we're heading to 16th, which is pretty difficult hole. Actually, its scoring average is 3.11, so not too difficult, but one of the more difficult on the course. And I guess it's because it's pretty narrow, but also a pretty long shot here. So interesting hole.
This one's gonna need to bite.
That's a good tee shot though, and we should be able to have a par from here.
Nice. Ended up just fine after that shot.
Here's a look for birdie. Oh, this
Go
one
in.
drop.
Ooh, so close. Should have hit it a bit harder.
Okay, time to finish up.
Anyway, tap in par. And I'm 1 under with 2 holes to go. And we have a pretty interesting finish here, I think. We have the 17th, which is a par 5, proven to be the easiest hole on the course this far. It's a scoring average of 4.34, so you really should have a birdie here, I think. Pretty narrow though, but it's just sand here, so it's not water. That would have been much harder. So yeah, it'll be interesting to play this hole. And what's interesting with this finish is that we're playing the easiest hole on the course here on the 17th, but then we're playing the second most difficult on the 18th. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, setting up around 250 yards or so.
Oh, we do have some water here. That's interesting. So that may mean that I'm not ready to go for this flag, especially with 3-wood, because I'm so inconsistent with it. And I mean, with 5-wood, I guess I could roll that towards the green, but I feel like that's a bit risky. So I'm actually gonna lay up here. Because the green doesn't look too difficult. So I think if I have a pretty short approach here, I should be able to put it close and score a birdie. But that's an interesting approach, because a lot of people will go for that green, and I think that little creek there
Okay, third shot.
can get some balls in it. That sounded weird. But you know what I mean. It's a bit short, that approach, but it shouldn't be too difficult of a putt this.
Going towards that hole.
Oh my god, I leave it short.
All right, let's finish this hole out. And just tapping that one in for par. Nice.
Stuff that happens, I guess. So we're heading to 18, which is the last hole, obviously. And its scoring average is 4.22, so the second most difficult hole this far in the TGC Tour tournament. This far it has been shot 38 pars here, 15 bogeys, 3 double bogeys or worse, and just 7 birdies. So not a birdie hole, this last one.
Nice swing.
And we're heading back towards that lighthouse from which we saw from another angle before, I think. Big green, not too much problem. Of course, if the flag is in the front here, we have some more steep hills. But as you can see, a lot of humps and bumps all over the place. So I think the greens are really interesting. But they are not too difficult, I would say. That's a good approach, and we actually have the opportunity to birdie this hole.
And you're down to 2 under. It's
pushed it.
there.
Otherwise, it would have been good. It's a good line, but poor execution.
5-footer. This putt's tracking.
And that one as well.
Oh.
Made a mess of this. Okay.
Right,
anyway, that's been the story of the day, I guess. Not too much concentration there. But that wasn't the goal with this round either. It was just to give a first look on the course here, on the sand pit, the tour version of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Even if you don't play on the TGC Tours, I think it can be interesting to see something different than my normal career mode stuff. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up and leave a comment what you liked about it. And if you are playing on the TGC Tours and you will be playing the Chubbs Peterson Memorial, which is the tournament that the Sandpit Tour will be held on, it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts about this course. What do you think? Which is the most difficult holes? Where are the birdie opportunities? Let me know, and yeah, it'll be interesting to read. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.